I think a good father should be dependable and somebody you can like talk to, but they know they're always going to be there for you even when you leave home.
I think it's important that the father takes time to listen to what a child has to say.
I guess supportive and loving and, present. Always good.
Well, I think you should have like a strong standard of morals and rules that he tries to like put upon you, and you should be like strict, but it should be somewhat forceful. Don't let you get away with almost anything.
I would probably have to say just being like there, like honest, like loving, reliable.
Just being strong and just someone reliable, definitely reliable, and definitely being strong because your mother is always like, the nice one, lets you get away with everything. But your father, I feel, well, at least in my case, and has just been very like strong and is the one to say no all the time.
Compassion and open-mindedness and good temperament.
Supportive mostly of his kids. Friendly and interested in like getting to know them and who they are as a person and stuff. Someone who is responsible, honest, loyal. I don't know, I guess, and like the basic parenting skills, like don't pick a favorite child, let them be themselves, love the mama. Happily married.
My parents are still together.
They are married.
Yeah, they're still married.
Yes, my parents are still married.
Yeah. My parents are still married.
My parents are still married.
They've been divorced since I was about 13.
Like we don't necessarily talk a lot like about our personal lives, but we hang out together a lot, and like before I went away to college, every week we watched CSI together.
That's really cool.
So that was like our father-daughter time.
I guess the fact that I'm adopted, so he takes a firm interest in the fact that I'm wanting to learn about my culture, which is be Chilean, and so he actually supports any things that have to do with the culture, like me wanting to learn the language, being fluent in it, just going back for personal reflection, and also taking family trips.
I went through this phase in middle school where I sort of hated him for no real reason. I just kind of found reasons to hate him, which I think everybody does. But now I love him. I wish that I had a stronger relationship with him. I'm much closer to my mom, for whatever reason. But, yeah, I mean, he's always been there, and he's always been a good dad.
I don't really have a good relationship with my dad. I don't really want to get into it.
It's been pretty good. Like, my dad's really awesome. He's, like, there for me, but he doesn't really, like, intrude on my shit, Like, he's just there. And, like, if I need him, I know I can always go and talk to him. And, like, whenever I'm going through, like, rough shit, he's, like, there for me. But he's not really, like, overprotective or, like, overbearing. He doesn't really set many, like, expectations or anything. So it's pretty good. It's really chill.
Well, basically, like, my dad has been, like, the breadwinner, I guess you could say, because my mom doesn't have a job. And so my dad, like, took over his father's company. So it's, like, this whole father-son thing. It's really strong in my family, like, being, the son. Strong. And basically, I don't know. I have a really good relationship with my father. I love him. And, like, he gives me a lot of shit sometimes about, like, like, I don't work hard enough and, like, but I really try to, like, I want to be, like, just like him with, like, work and stuff. Like, he does so well for himself and he works so hard, and I can only hope that I'd be just like, him when I get older. Like.
Well, when I was younger, my father and I were really, really close. I was like daddy's girl, and we had a really good relationship. And then I hit puberty, and my dad didn't know how to deal with me anymore, so we started getting in a lot of fights, and things were a little tense. But now that I've gone to college, I think he really misses me, so he tries to be better about listening or understanding and not being... My father has a really bad temper, so I think he's trying to be better at not jumping on me for everything. So I think I have a pretty good relationship with my father.
We have a decent relationship. Hasn't always been really supportive of my career choice, but recently became supportive, which was nice. But I still have I hold a bit of a grudge against him for not being around a lot.
He's still going through that divorce phase that's like I always need to keep my kids occupied when really I'm totally cool with just having dinner and talking.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he has, but I think it's more physically, not necessarily emotional.
He's always done a really good job of trying to be present in my life and in my brother's life. You know, he always, and my mom too, would always come to, you know, when we played sports, our soccer games, and my brother's baseball games, and, you know, in elementary school I was in plays, and both my parents would always come, and my dad would always, you know, he always made an effort, and, you know, he's a really affectionate, loving guy, and so he's always been a huge part of my life.
Yeah, he's been around throughout my life.
Yeah, my dad has always been present in my life.
He's always there. It's just me, I'm kind of scared to go up to him and like say my feelings, I guess, because it's not like the masculine thing to do. I usually just go to my mother for that type of stuff. So
He's always been present.
He's in the army, which sort of sucks, because he's not around a lot. He comes home only on the weekends.
I wish he'd be around more.
Well, I guess my father's the one that I feel more comfortable around, but I wouldn't like talk to him about boys. Where my mom, I had a question, I could talk to her. But
Well, this is gonna be obvious, but I have a better relationship with my mother. But my father, I have a good relationship. Like, I was just remembering when I was talking to him on the phone, because they just moved to England for, what's the word? For work. So I was talking to him, and it's just so awkward when I talk to him on the phone. It's just like, it's not the same. I mean, it's still awkward when I talk to him in person, but I feel it's better in person. So, like, I'll be like, I love you, and he just doesn't say anything. It's just really awkward. So I'm just like, or either we just don't know when to hang up the phone, because it's just like, okay, where's mom?
I mean, I'm sure people would try to attribute it to the fact that I'm gay, but I'm not sure if that necessarily has anything to do with it. My mom and I think, just get along better, just personality-wise. My dad is kind of OCD and can kind of get obnoxious, and I just see my mom a lot more too. She's home more. She has a job and she works full time, but you know, my dad is not at home as often.
Yeah, I have a stronger relationship with my mom. We just get along better. Yeah, there's more trust in our relationship than with my dad.
I would say my mom actually, just because I go to her like when I really need something, because she's always gonna say yes. She's kind of like a pushover like that. But like, I don't know. Like they're two different. I have two different relationships completely, but I love them both equally. But I definitely would say with my mom. Yeah, for sure.
I have a stronger relationship with my mom.
Definitely my mom. Her and I relate a lot more. Being a woman, I always looked up to my mom and like the things that she did that I got my habits from.
It would be nice if I felt a little more comfortable around him. Like, I haven't even told him that I'm bisexual, just because, like, I'm sure he wouldn't care, but it's just, like, not really something that, I guess it would be nice if I felt a little more comfortable talking to him.
We don't really communicate that much, and well, the main reason is because he works all the time, and I've talked with my mom that the only things he ever seems to talk about are work related, so when they try to talk about something else, it's like, just goes back to work.
I guess I'd just be closer to him. You know, I try to talk to him more, and you know, do the same sort of things I do with my mom, but you know, his interests are different, so I mean, I guess try to make a better effort.
I wish the relationship could be more open, and that's
I would make it so that he makes more money and gives me more of it. But other than that, it's perfect.
Just I would like to talk to him. Definitely like to talk to him about more stuff. A lot of stuff we just push underneath the rug sometimes, like problems that I'm having, and sometimes I'd like to go to my dad and talk to him about that stuff. But you know, I've gotten through a lot by myself already. But I sometimes I really would like to go and talk to him.
I wish we'd been closer when I was a teenager. I wish we'd been closer during that period of time, because I think we would have a really strong relationship now if that had happened.
I don't exactly trust men all that much. Like, if my parents could easily get divorced, after only like 15 years of being married. How am I supposed to do that?